fix coffee when I don't drink espresso. This is called an AeroPress. Quite a clever little device. It's very simple actually. It's very similar to a French press, but it uses either a paper filter or I have a gold filter, a fine gold filter in here. And the reason I'm not drinking espresso, machine kaputt. The steam wand here has been leaking for some time, and it's gotten worse and worse. And the hot water or the tea water valve also was leaking. Didn't turn off well, and I got a kit. So I'll bring you over here. I guess best way. So let's see if we can do this here. I got a kit down here. It's just nothing but the gaskets. However, when I took the steam valve apart, it turns out it can't be used anymore. It's just worn out. The little nut that's supposed to go on the end here to hold the washer in place doesn't hold because there's no thread on here anymore. Anyway, I just bought 2 new ones. I decided to spend the money and get 2 new ones and not have to deal with this kind of stuff. There's just no way to get this part here. So I bought a couple of new ones. They weren't that expensive. And I'm going to put them in now. I'll show you how I'm going to put them in. I took the old ones out the same way I'm putting the new ones in, so I'll give you I'll let you take a look at that. This is a very standard espresso machine like you might find in a small cafe. It's just a one group machine, and it has a pump and a 2-liter boiler, and it's very standard, made by CMA in Turin in Italy. And so what I'm showing you will be practically the same thing you do for any machine like this. These valves have to go in from the back because they won't fit through the hole here. You can take there's just 2 screws that hold this top cover on, and another screw that holds the plate there on. That way you can see down in and see what you're doing. And I think that's the easiest way that's why I'm going to do this with getting this valve in here. You have to go in from the bottom here. And now I can put the gasket on. It's a Teflon gasket that goes on there. And I can see that it's all going together properly from here. You have to take this top off in any case because it's the only way you can get to this bolt here with this fitting with a wrench. It's a 20mm wrench. So that's okay. That's the steam. That's for the steam wand here. Now the one for the hot water goes in the same way. Well, the gasket is sticking in there, so I'll just leave it in. It's kind of a fumbly business here because there's so much machinery in the way here. There we go. Okay, now, yeah, the washer is still in there, the seal is still in there. And then it's just the knobs to get put on. I'm going to clean them up actually before I put them back on. I'll bring you back when we turn it on and see if we've solved the problem with these new valves. Well, all's quiet on the Western Front, and that's good. No leaks. Let's see if we've got steam. And shuts right off. It's the way it should be. Check the hot water. Looking good. Button her back up again, and we'll be ready to enjoy an espresso or a cappuccino or a latte macchiato or whatever. Well, there's one thing I did want to mention. Someone might ask why these valves wore out. This machine was, I just looked at the side of the machine. It was built in 1996. It's 20 years old this year. It's been used every day practically since, well, for 20 years. And it was used the first couple of years in a cafe up in Hamburg. And it gets very strenuous use there, of course. And here at my house, it's on every day, usually 7 to 8 hours at least. And it gets used often. And as a consequence, things wear out. The only replacements I've had so far, I did replace the pump. That cost about $25, and I replaced, well, you have to gaskets, of course. The portafilter gasket here, up in here, has to be replaced every year. That's normal. It's like replacing the tires on your car. And let's see, that's all. I think the pump, I believe that's all I've ever replaced on it. I have all the repair parts. I have a spare heating element, I have a spare thermostat, I have a spare pressure pressostat, but so far I haven't needed any of those. So these valves are really the only other parts that I've replaced. Okay, that's all.